Why don't people want to watch content like they used to? Quality A+ content here, RBK. Hey guys, so I don't know, I just want to talk about stuff. And I wanted to do it while I was cleaning my house so that I could actually get something productive done at the same time as chatting with you guys. So as you can see, real messy over here. And that's fine. The counter that you guys are on, I already cleaned today and it looks absolutely incredible. So we are going to deep clean this house. I've got my microphone on. So the nice part is I can clean and you don't have to like have terrible audio. So hi, it has been a while since I have filmed a video. I have gotten to a point where with the internet, I feel comfortable saying nothing ever. It has been a really, really fascinating place to be for the last, I've been doing this for 10 years and the landscape of the internet has changed in such a significant way. By the way, if you wonder what I'm doing, my son ripped his favorite book on purpose, on absolute purpose. So I'm taping it back together for him because I love him. And I know it was an impulsive toddler moment, not because he wanted it ripped or because he didn't like it. He absolutely freaking loves this book. This is Cars and Trucks and Things That Go. Okay, book is taped. When I first started out on the internet and I started doing this job, there was never a question of what I should film, when I should film it, what should I say, what should I do. I just kind of did. I didn't really overthink anything that I did. I just sort of put out videos and it was just fine. I don't know. It felt like a totally different place to be online. And just the longer that you evolve and film and do things, like things change, but not really until 2020 did I feel like things shifted that much for me. By the way, we are absolutely overrun with eggs. We have 15 dozen eggs right now sitting on the counter. Sorry, I need to preserve these, but I got a lot of eggs. We have 17 chickens, so we're getting 1.5 dozen eggs per day. And I cannot even tell you, like, that's a lot of chickens. That's a lot of eggs. That's a lot of quiche. This is our compost bucket, by the way, if you're wondering what that is sitting back there. I'm actually going to take this basket. I'm gonna give these to the chickens as a little treat. It's so weird because not until 2020 did I really like feel that I had this weird relationship with the internet where, I don't know, I just never felt like I had much of a problem with content creation or feeling like I couldn't connect with my audience. I have so many like tasks I want to do and things I want to do and hobbies I want to take on, and 2020, I hit my stride. I feel like things were going really well. And then I had my kid. We all know postpartum, blah, blah, blah. We don't have to get into all of that. I've seen this sort of happen across the board, and this isn't just a me thing. This is sort of like an internet thing. But it seems as though, this is kind of what I was talking to my husband about earlier. Because, you know, I started making my YouTube channel in 2012, I think. Was it 2012? Oh my God, it's been forever. So I made it then, and man, I feel like the internet really started and took off in, what would you guys say? What would you say? 2010? Because that's when like Pinterest, that's when like Facebook, that's when social media really like took off. Like we're talking about like Instagram and all these apps came out. And the way me and Zach kind of talked about it this morning was like, it felt like at that time, because social media was so new, we were in like the honeymoon phase with it. So like everything was new, everything was exciting, everything was awesome. It's sort of like you're in the honeymoon phase of a relationship, right? This is sort of how I was explaining it to Zach, is like, it was the honeymoon phase of a relationship where everything's good in the beginning and you're just like making out all day and everything's good and everything's wonderful and everything's funny and silly. And you're like, dude, this is the best relationship I've ever been in my life. Like, I could never imagine being happier. Like, the internet had its honeymoon phase and we were all in it. I don't know about you guys, but it was just the best place to be. Like, everything was new. Pinterest was new. Facebook, like talking to people on social media. Like, we all grew up with MSN and AIM and all those different like ways to chat with our friends, but social media was new. And so it was exciting to be shared. It was exciting to share things. It was exciting to watch new videos, seeing new art projects, seeing new like home decor things, seeing all this stuff felt like different. And I can only explain it with that we are out of the honeymoon phase. It's almost like we peaked and Now we're in the downward shift of social media. And this isn't just like, I'm not just talking about views. I'm not talking about anything like that. Because, you know, you hear people talk about social media and you think that that's what they mean. But it feels like we're in the, everything was exciting and now everything fucking sucks and fuck you and you're an asshole and I hate you and how dare you. We're in that part of the internet. And it is the worst place to be. I feel like we're all jaded. We're all frustrated. We're all over it. We're all struggling. And everything I see just feels like nobody is happy about anything anymore. And that even art, even things that were cool, even things that were like, we were stoked on before. And like all of us were trying out these crafts and all of us were trying out new things. We don't even care to do that anymore. It's almost like a collective apathy that I feel like people are experiencing. And it's really weird to have seen it all happen. I saw this trend going around recently on TikTok and it was people talking about like, remember when going viral used to get you on Ellen? And do you remember that? Now going viral is like, yeah, you went viral yesterday, but you're lame today. It's changed so much that virality even isn't cool anymore. Like literally the thing that everybody wanted to do is such a it was like a niche thing. It was rare if you went viral before. And now it's like, yeah, everybody goes viral. Everybody has followers. It's almost like you hear the line from The Incredibles when it's like, if everyone is super, then no one will be. And it does feel like we've reached and exceeded that to the point where everybody's kind of just apathetic about everything. When I read the comments on a post, nobody gives a shit. Everything is, if it's not short form, it's done. If it's not the most creative thing in the world, even if it's the most creative thing in the world, even if it's the best art you've ever seen in your entire life, somebody's done better art. And that's the comment section. Everybody's like dead inside and apathetic. And I feel like this happened post 2020. I feel like we hit a precipice and then we glided down. And I'm sure it's the collective apathy of people after a literal worldwide pandemic where everybody was stuck inside. There was mass death. There was horrific things happening. But that apathy has led to like this weird place as a society where we're not connecting or excited about things the way that we used to be able to be excited about things. It feels sort of like that part of history is done and dead. And I don't know if you guys agree with me or if maybe I'm way off base here. Well, I can't be off base because it's my opinion. I don't know, it's just really weird. I have nowhere to put these things. I don't know where to put you. This isn't my crock pot. This is my sister's crock pot and I borrowed it for the harvest party, but I don't know where to put it. I guess I'll give it back to her. What in the literal fuck? Are you kidding me with this? Come on. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I even like don't want to post this because this feels pointless. And that's almost the way that things have felt. You know, as a creator, as somebody online, I've never felt like something was pointless to post until now. It feels kind of like even just sharing about your life, like who fucking cares? And I don't like that because I actually saw a video and it was on TikTok and it was a clip from people walking around at a mall in the 90s and not a phone in sight. Phones weren't invented yet. Cell phones weren't. And it was wild to see how different of a world it was back then. And I lived it. You know, I was born in 1987. So I lived in a world where there was no cell phones. I didn't have a cell phone until I was 16, I think. And even then I was the only one with one because we got one and it was like, whoa, you have a cell phone? Yeah. Hello? Light, you stupid bitch. But seeing the people walk around, everybody was talking. Everyone looked so calm. Maybe this isn't true. Maybe this is all coming from a place of like, that was my childhood and I wasn't an adult in the 90s. So my mind tells me it was better because I was a kid who was living carefree in it. So it quite literally was better for me. But I don't know. I feel like it just was better. And I feel like people just were less miserable, but maybe I'm totally off base and that could be the case. But I don't know. It just is like, I don't know if you can all agree with me on this or if you think that I'm right or maybe I'm not, but it just seems like everybody's over everything and that it's just, I don't know. I feel like I haven't said anything in this video and this is me wanting to scrap this because I naturally want to do that. I want everything that I do to be of perfect value and not just like a chat between friends. I want it to feel like that there is value to this video. And right now, as I sit here, it doesn't feel like there is. But when I started my YouTube channel, I never worried if there was value to a video. I would swatch 6 lipsticks and be like, have a good day. See you later. It wasn't such high stakes, but when everybody on the internet is creating these like film-worthy content pieces, and you know, you start to get in your own head about if you're even bringing anything to the table anymore. And I know that I feel like I once did, but I never really questioned myself as a content creator until I had my son. I don't know what happened to me or what motherhood did to me, but it definitely shifted something in my perspective where I don't feel like I just can flippantly do things anymore. I feel like I don't really know how to describe it other than it just doesn't feel like the connection is quite there anymore. And I think probably taking a lot of time off of making videos and not filming as often as I should or could feels like that. But it just feels like, it seems as though the internet in general, and this isn't just a me thing, I've seen these memes go around and people talking about like post 2020, something shifted. And there is no question in my mind that something shifted. I mean, it did for all of us. It was like such a, I don't know, pivotal time for everything, being trapped in our homes and social isolation, even coming back from that. And right now the world does feel relatively quote unquote normal in those regards. It doesn't feel like it went back. I don't know if you feel that way too, but it doesn't feel like it ever went back. And that the things that, you know, people are dealing with now, like I just watched a video on, you know, inflation and tax brackets. And it just is like, I don't know how to describe it other than it's like we're living in some limbo now. Maybe it's just because 2020 was when I became a mom. And so everything feels so different for me, because maybe this isn't the case for everybody. I think there are a lot of people out there still traveling and doing things, but it's not about the experience as much for me as it is like people's attitudes and people's, I don't know, it just feels like the consciousness of people has shifted. I love a good clean countertop. I could not even begin to tell you. Oh, it feels so nice. Although what you can't see is I just kind of moved it all to another table. This egg is covered in chicken shit. These chickens, I tell you what, shit all over their eggs. I made this chicken egg holder, well, 3 months ago. It's pretty cute. Drilled these holes in it. And this is a piece of wood that we milled from our own property. And I thought it would be so cute to have these sitting on the counter, but our chickens are such messy little poopers that just displaying poop, but whatever. A lot of people have this question quite often when you don't, when you leave chicken eggs on the counter, and I did too before I had chickens myself. But yeah, you can totally leave them on the counter. They are counter stable because they haven't been washed. Eggs from the store have been pasteurized, so they've had the bloom washed off of them. But when chickens lay eggs, they have something called a bloom on the outside of them, and that is what keeps them good for much longer. An unwashed chicken egg in the refrigerator can last, from what I understand, like up to 5 months. From what I also understand, that a lot of the chicken eggs that you get from the store are already 6 to 8 weeks old by the time you get them. And those ones have been washed, so you cannot leave them on your countertop. Once you wash the bloom off, that's it. They have to go in the fridge. But yeah, these are great. None of us have ever gotten sick. They're wonderful. They don't take up all your fridge space. We need to start giving away more eggs. We gave away 5 dozen last week, and we still are like absolutely, no, we gave away 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dozen last week. And I still have too many eggs. I don't even know what the point of talking about this is other than to just talk about it. Like I was talking about with the sort of honeymoon period that came with the internet. I don't know if you guys agree with me about that. It's like when I talk about like the honeymoon phase in a relationship, how I say that it starts off really good and you're just like having the best time and everything's amazing and nothing they ever do could have ever been wrong, and they're just the perfect person and all of that, like XYZ, like it's just the beginning of the relationship is the best part, and all of us know that. What I mean with the internet feeling that way is we were all in the good part. None of us were seeing anything shitty about it. Maybe a little bit here and there. Like I said, even something like Damn Daniel, That was on Ellen. Ain't nobody giving a shit about damn Daniel now. Like, nobody would even bat an eyelash at that now. And that's what's the weirdest part about it is like, we went from just a few years ago collectively shitting our pants about a guy talking about white sneakers to the point where we needed to bring him on a talk television show and like gift him with a year's worth of free Vans or something, to like, you couldn't ask people to care about that now. So that's what I mean, is that we passed the honeymoon phase, and then you start noticing things like when you move in with somebody and you're like, seriously? You're gonna, that's how you chew? That's where the internet's at now. We're at the nitpicky part of the relationship, because the honeymoon phase is over, baby. Social media, not new anymore, not cool anymore. And frankly, you're fucking annoying and you're stupid and I hate you. This isn't me talking, this is the internet talking. And it makes being a creator really fun. And I wanna make it clear, I'm not just like targeting people. This is me too. I used to watch makeup tutorials and be like so stoked on it. I don't know, I used to be the exact same way, like excited about everything and feeling like everything was exciting and new, and I wanted to try things and I wanted to watch everybody, and I was so enamored by the stuff that I was seeing. And maybe the young generation still feel enamored by the stuff they're seeing. Maybe this is that I'm getting old. Could be, totally could be. I am cleaning my stovetop on YouTube right now, so I think this does show my age. Why don't people want to watch content like they used to? Quality A+ content here, RBK. But I don't even care about that. This is not what this is about. This isn't about me. Like, I'm not saying any of this to be like pity party or woe is me. I'm not even talking about me. I just feel like we're at a really fucking weird place on the internet right now. I don't know if you guys agree. I talk about the honeymoon phase with social media, but that's when it's brand new, right? So like not even 10 years ago, I don't even know how many years ago, I think you can still get DVDs on Netflix sent to your house. You had to, Netflix was a DVD sending service. You couldn't stream anything. You were picking out your DVDs and then they would mail them to your house, and that was Netflix. Like, so you still had to wait. There was still some level of like pick and choose and be excited and what movie are we gonna get? It was like, you know, when we would go to Blockbuster, the movie had to be in stock. You had to know about it ahead of time. You would have had to watch the trailers and get excited for it. You had to do all of these steps prior to getting your movie. And then once you got your movie, then you would go home. You would sit on the couch, you would watch it, you would pick out your snack. You had to physically leave your house in order to go get a movie to watch. You didn't just get to watch it at your house. So you had to do all of these steps, all of these things, like Christmas shopping. You had to leave your house. You had to go Christmas shopping at a location. And it was like exciting. And I hope they have it. I hope they still have Tickle Me Elmo. And I know this is really aging me, but what I think is that in the pursuit of everything being convenient, we've lost like the humanity in things. And so we're not like excited about anything because, well, you have nothing to like wait for. Everything is given to us. We don't have to go to the movie store to get a movie anymore. In fact, when a movie comes out, it's just already available to stream online. You don't even have to like go to the theater to watch it. The instant gratification of being able to get any movie you want whenever you want. The instant gratification of being able to see the finished product from start to finish in, 10 seconds on TikTok has made us feel almost like everything is too accessible. Everything is too easy. And you don't have to like work that hard for a lot of things anymore. And so it's almost like depressing. I could be way off base here. I very well could be. But that's kind of how it feels to me. Like when I think back to the nostalgia of when things felt simpler, it's almost when things were harder. Everyone wasn't reachable. Celebrities weren't somebody you could just access at any time you wanted to via Instagram. They were untouchable in a way. Like if you wanted to see your favorite celebrity, you had to go out and flip through a magazine and hope that they were featured in that magazine. And if you wanted to call somebody, well, is your family on the internet? Well, you got to wait for them to be done because you can't make a call and be on the internet at the same time. And I'm not saying that like all of this is like a great thing. I'm just saying that like it only makes sense that the more accessible things have become, almost the less like, I don't know how to say it, like special they become, because they're just like, you don't have to wait for anything anymore. It's just there. It's just given to you. And even movies like don't seem all that special anymore. And when somebody does come out with a movie, I feel like the hype is really lackluster for it. And things didn't used to be this way. And I feel like it's a collective, almost like overstimulation. I don't know if you guys feel what I'm saying or not, but it does sort of feel like a collective burnout almost. Having everything you want at all hours of the day, seeing everybody you want to see, seeing the prettiest people you've ever seen. There's no mystery anymore. Everything's kind of available. That's the only thing I can liken it to is burnout. It's an overabundance on the internet. And it just seems like people are kind of becoming sort of dead inside. I feel it. I feel it for sure. I feel like nothing can give me what the internet used to give me. It doesn't give it to me anymore. I don't get that good feeling from it anymore. Maybe for like a couple of seconds, but maybe it's almost like the dopamine in my brain or something has petered out. 'Tis gone. I'd love to hear what you guys think down below. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on everything and what you think, and if you think I'm way off or if it feels like that way to you too. And I don't think this is just a depression thing, because this is not just me. I don't feel depressed really. I just kind of feel like I want to be Amish. I'm romanticizing that, that's for damn sure. I don't know, like I feel this craving for less almost. And I don't mean less like family, less community. I mean like less social media. I don't know. Is that what it is? You tell me. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, because this is like as a group, I feel like we all have kind of gotten to this level of like, do you guys enjoy things the way you used to? Like prior to 2020, it is like every makeup release, I was so stoked on it. Like, oh my God, like you couldn't have made me more excited about a makeup release. I was like, oh my God, like everything ABH came out with. And oh my gosh, like just watching makeup tutorials and seeing the makeup looks people were doing and Halloween content and just everything. It was like so exciting and new. And I felt like we were all kind of on the same page. And maybe that's just because I was naturally gravitating towards that kind of content. And so it seemed like everybody was on the same page as me, but maybe they weren't, you know? And that totally could be it. This could be like a bias on my part. I've kind of gotten this consensus from people that I talk to in my real life and my friends, that there's just this like magic that the world is lacking and that we can't quite figure out what it is. But I feel like as a society, we're kind of gearing back towards it. Like, for example, I am decorating my house for Christmas this year, but I am decorating it like how I grew up. I am gonna have colorful lights on my Christmas tree, gaudy decorations. By the way, do not use the pink stuff cleaner and a scrub brush on your stainless steel oven. What was I thinking? Maybe it's something else that's missing, but it feels sort of like we're all kind of living in this place together. And I thought we could talk about it together. Maybe it's that the world got really heavy after COVID. You know, we all lived through something that not a lot of people have ever lived through. And then to just come out and be like, okay, now this is over. It's like, what the fuck? It just feels kind of like dystopian. It just feels like, okay, I don't know, it's just a really weird place to be in. And that probably has a lot to do with it, but maybe this is just a little lull that we're in and we need something else. What would bring you out of it? What do you feel like you need to see as a person watching this video right now that would bring you out of that dead inside? Is it more connection? Is it more connection with the people you're watching? Is it longer form? Because everything is turned so short form that it's like valueless, you know? Like I love a good TikTok scroll, don't get me wrong. When I choose to listen to something like long form, I go for a podcast. I don't really watch YouTube videos anymore. And I used to. I really did. I used to love YouTube. I used to sit down and watch hours and hours of YouTube content, and something shifted in me, and I don't know what that is. And I wonder, did it shift in you too? It seems as though it did. Moving things more and more out of the kitchen, but not to where they go. I just put a pot in my kids' play area, like a giant 16-quart stainless steel pot. This kitchen is looking really clean, you guys. To transition into this saying, when I think about the things that really make me happy, that really fill my cup, that really make me feel comforted and, I don't know, excited about things. Obviously, if you follow our other channel, that's homesteading. Homesteading is like probably my number one thing that I find to be like, that I want to pursue. I want to talk about it. I want to think about it. I want to learn how to do it. Preserving food. Like, we have preserved so much food, and that is a really gratifying thing to be able to do, because it is something that is like useful for my family. It saves us money. It's healthy for our bodies, because I'm growing the food myself, and that is a really good feeling. But outside of that, my home is what makes me so happy, and my family. I'm not going to share family content because I don't do that. Don't want to share my son here on my YouTube channel. Let's rephrase that. If I could and feel good about it, I would, because he's the cutest child in the entire world. And I love him with my entire heart. And there's nothing more that I wish to share with my audience that I feel like I love so much than the person I love the most of anything in the world. But I can't do it in good conscience. So I would love to share home decor content if you guys would like that. I know I've been kind of talking about it for a while and not doing it. And that's because I just never knew if people were really that interested in it. But I love home decor. I think that it is so calming and soothing and wonderful, and I love my home. This is the place that I like being more than anywhere else. I absolutely love my house. I am so proud of the changes that we've made and the decor choices that we've done. Like, I think this place is so beautiful, and I just want to share it. I just haven't up until now. No reason other than I just haven't. But I'm definitely going to start doing that. So I'm not even asking for you guys to say like, yes, please do. I'm going to anyway, because I want to. I gotta clean my pantry. My pantry smells like mold. I think there's a singular item in it that has gone bad. I don't know what it is. I think it's a sweet potato that's molding. So I need to find that. This is a plant waterer, by the way. If you've seen this in the background, you're like, what even is that? Fill up with water. If you're really short, you squeeze it and it waters really tall plants. The longer I've gone on this platform, the more I've wanted to up my content like quality. And I watched this interview from Mr. Beast, and he was like, your videos suck. That's why they don't get enough views. You need to do this, a hook, a line, sinker, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, I need to do that. I need to follow what Mr. Beast said. I need to do better content, hook, line, sinker. I need to get out there. I need to change it up. You know what that did? It made me not want to make videos, because that's not why I started making them. I didn't start making them to entertain people, to get more views. I didn't do it so that I would be a multi-millionaire. I didn't do it so I'd have 500 million subscribers. I didn't do it for any of that. I did it so that I could connect with an audience and feel like I just had a fun place to go and share videos, and that's it. That's the only reason I started doing this in the first place. And the longer you do it, the more you feel you need to increase your content value. But in the needing to increase it, you know what I've done? Decreased it. Decrease the damn amount that I even upload, because if it's not Mr. Beast quality, then it's not worth uploading. And that's not true. Not everybody is a Mr. Beast. If we all were, well, it'd be lame. It'd suck. So anyway, I'm only bringing you guys along with this. There's no trying to play the victim. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Not trying to bring anybody else into any of my decisions other than myself. It's a realization. It's a realization. And you have these when you do what I've been doing for as long as I've been doing it. You know, I can feel the tension. I can feel the change. I can feel the tides turn. I can feel how, and see, I'm not stupid. I'm aware of what's popular. I'm aware of what's not. I'm aware of what I should and shouldn't do algorithmically. And I don't know, the more it becomes formulaic like that, the less I enjoy this damn job. I started out my YouTube channel just wanting to be raw. Just wanting to be as raw and real, no pun intended, as humanly possible. And in that, I found a career out of it, or if you could call it a career. I mean, it's got me all of this, thank God. I mean, it's just like actually mind-blowing to me still to this day. It shifts as things do. Like, the more successful you become, the bigger things become, the more you have to like scale up. And I want to in so many ways, but in any of the ways that you scale up, it just doesn't feel like all that authentic to me. Like, I loved that MLM video. That was really fun to make. I enjoyed making it so much, and the reception that you guys had was so awesome. I really enjoyed it. You're never supposed to do what I'm doing. Everything's gonna fall out the bottom. Hold please, I gotta take this outside. By the way, you are not supposed to use Windex on your stainless steel appliances. You're supposed to use like a microfiber towel and like a stainless steel cleaner if you wanted to. But guess what? I've got a 3-year-old who pushes his little play shopping cart into this thing on the daily. So it doesn't matter what I use to clean it. It's going to be dirty tomorrow. Like, we remodeled our bathroom probably 6 months ago now. And man, I shared a little sneak peek of it on my Instagram, and so many of you guys were like, video, please, I want to see more. Did I do it? No. You know why? Because it needs to be perfect. What the hell is wrong with me? Why am I like that? I think too, a lot of this comes down to like, if I'm just being honest and not trying to like make excuses or anything like that, but I used to have, you know, I could work on a video, like most of my videos that I used to film, I would get a wild hair and an idea, and I'd be filming 2 a.m. Like some of my best videos that you guys love the most were filmed when I was in like the most tired, delirious state, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, after being a mom, my bandwidth is used up on this little human being who screams no at me all day long. And I don't have a lot of, I'm not very funny anymore. Like something happened, man. The funny part of me died. By the way, the color of our cabinets, which I feel like everyone asks whenever I inevitably show them, it's Jasper from Sherwin-Williams, our local cabinet place the cabinet place we got these from. You can color match them with a Sherwin-Williams color. So we chose the color Jasper, which is like this really pretty dark green. I have not washed my cabinets since we moved in, if you can't tell. I just miss you guys. I miss connecting with an audience that I feel like really got me. And you know, just as time's gone on, maybe it's that I don't get the internet anymore. Maybe it's that I am the one that's disconnected. These are all chips. They're not even dirt. Like scratches and chips from somebody that shall remain nameless, whose birthday is coming up in like 2 weeks, and he is 3 years old, my big boy. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. I've got a big boy. What do you think the thing will be to bring us all back together and to make it kind of feel like the old times? Or is there nothing, you know? Is it just that things have changed now? And, you know, I don't know why we need it to feel like the old times, but it just did feel simpler. It felt more connected and more, I don't know, less deep, less overwhelming, and like, I don't know. Negative's not even the word. It's just almost like dark. One more thing to clean and then we are done. All right, well, I guess that's it for this video. And thank you guys for chatting with me and for, you know, taking your time to sit and listen to this. As pointless almost as it sometimes feels, maybe that's what the internet needs more of. A little more pointless content, a little more human connection and understanding, you know? Maybe not, I don't know. You tell me. But I miss you guys, I do, I really do. I feel like it's been, you know, the most odd thing to not constantly be updating the internet about every little thing. I feel like I did it a little too much before. You know, there's a balance to be had in there somewhere. All right, well, my kitchen is absolutely clean and I will show it to you. All right, there's the kitchen, completely clean. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for hanging out with me and always being here. And I will see you at my next video. Bye.